Hey there! You know that feeling when a sentence just sounds a little off, but you can't quite put your finger on why? Well, a lot of the time, it comes down to these little words like always, sometimes, and never. Today, we're going to clear up all that confusion. We're going to master these things, the frequency adverbs. Let's dive in!
Okay, right off the bat, let's look at this. Sue is sometimes late, or Sue sometimes is late. Which one feels right to you? Just go with your gut. One of them is perfect, and the other is a super common little trip-up. By the time we're done here, you'll know exactly which is which, and you'll know why. So, let's properly meet the stars of our show today, the frequency adverbs. These are just the words we grab when we want to talk about, how often something actually happens. They're what add all the color and detail to our language.
At its heart, it's really simple. A frequency adverb just answers one question. How often? Are we talking about something you do every single day without fail, or maybe something you've never ever done? These little words give us that crucial piece of info.
Now this chart is super helpful. Think of it like a scale, right? From 100% all the way down to 0. Up at the top, you've got always. That's 100%. It happens every time. Then we slide down to usually and often, still happening a lot. Sometimes is sitting right there in the middle, a real 50-50. And as we keep going, not often is pretty rare. And of course, never is at the very bottom, a big fat 0%.
All right, now for the part you've been waiting for. Where the heck do these words actually go in a sentence? I promise, it's not random. It just feels that way sometimes. There are just two, count them, two golden rules you need to remember, and we're about to walk through them right now.
Okay, here's rule number 1, and this one is all about a very specific, very important verb, the verb to be. So we're talking about is, am, and are. Anytime you're using one of those, your frequency adverb always, and I mean always, comes right after it.
And you can see the rule in action right here. Look at the correct column. Sue is always late. See? Always is right after is. Same with the next one. You are sometimes right. Sometimes pops in right after are. Now look at the incorrect side. Sue always is late. It just sounds a bit clunky, doesn't it? That's rule number 1 doing its thing.
So you're probably thinking, okay, but what about all the other verbs? Well, that's where our second golden rule comes into play. For pretty much every other verb out there, what we call action verbs like play, jog, eat, swim, the adverb comes before it. It's the total opposite of rule number 1.
So let's see what that looks like. Here, the right way is Sue sometimes plays tennis. Notice that? Sometimes comes before the action verb plays. And for the second one, I always jog. Always comes before jog. It's a simple little flip, but it makes all the difference. So let's just say it one more time so it sticks. For the verb to be, adverb goes after. For everything else, adverb goes before.
Okay, you've got the rules, you've seen the examples, now it's time to make sure this all clicks into place. Let's do a quick check, put your new knowledge to the test. Don't worry, this is just for fun.
So meet Henry. This is a snapshot of his week. You can see he plays tennis every single day of the week. He's late for school, well, pretty often. And it looks like he never, ever swims. We're going to use Henry's schedule to build a couple of sentences.
Okay, first one's up. The pieces are Henry, be late for school, and often. How do you snap those together into a perfect sentence? Remember our 2 rules. The first clue is to look at the verb. Which one are we dealing with here? And there it is. Henry is often late for school. Did you get it? The verb here is, a form of to be. So that means we have to use rule number 1, right? The adverb often has to come after the verb. Perfect. Awesome job. Let's try just one more. The pieces are Henry, play tennis, and always. Take a second. Think about that verb. Is it to be, or is it one of those action verbs? And the correct answer is Henry always plays tennis. Yes. In this case, the verb is plays, which is an action verb. So we use rule number 2, and the adverb always goes right before it. See? Once you know the 2 patterns, it's actually pretty simple.
We've covered a fair bit pretty quickly. So let's just boil this all down to the one thing you absolutely have to remember. This is your ultimate takeaway, the guide that will help you get this right every single time.
It really just comes down to this simple 2-step guide. Step 1, if you see is, am, or are, the adverb goes after. Step 2, for literally every other action verb, run, eat, think, play, the adverb goes before. That's it. That's the whole secret. So now that you have the 2 golden rules in your back pocket, the only real question left is, how often will you use them correctly? I think the answer is probably always. Thanks so much for tuning in.